Good afternoon, air hockey fans. We welcome you to watch this live game, Peter Cai versus Mat Bentley. And this is going to be an absolutely epic battle. We've got Ref Anthony coming in right now to ref the game. And today, what's so special about today is that we have the debut of the fabled Mallet X. What we're seeing right now is that this mallet that Peter Cai is holding right now is actually a machined mallet. We also welcome here with Danny Hines, 11-time world champion air hockey professional. Danny, how's it going?
It's going good, Nathan, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to this match as well. I think, both these players have I think a style that kind of complements each other. So it'd be very interesting to see, who ends up on top.
Yeah. I got to mess with that mallet yesterday, so it was a $350 mallet that Spec took. So we call Peter Cai Spec. He took a block of Delrin and then gave that to a machinist. Well, that was a fantastic right wall under.
Yeah.
And the machinist actually lathed it down, and so I got to use it yesterday. It is, I've got so many feelings about it, but I haven't been able to play with it long enough to decide for myself. But it's amazing on offense. It is less than amazing on defense. So it'll be interesting to see. So like right there, how he lost the puck right there and there again. That's going to be the downside of that mallet, that black one that Peter is using. But as far as offense, it makes very crisp, very fast shots, just like that one there.
Yeah, we've had mallets, that seem to have a little more, they're harder material, a little more weighted, and you just get a lot of pop. Oh, it was a nice save there by Matt just now. You get a lot of pop offensively, but a lot of times what ends up happening is, you make a block shot, and that puck just bounces right back to your opponent. It kind of happened quite a bit. So, I mean, it's hard to find that absolute perfect material that's going to give you that soft kind of cushion, that's great for defense, but at the same time give you a lot of power offensively.
Right. Ooh, fake out, right wall under. Matt blocks it. This is fantastic, right wall over. We have a shot of the day that we're doing today, and the shot of the day, something new that we're trying in the AAHL, is.
Wow, that was a nice up all under. Sorry.
It was beautiful. Oh no, Matt scores on himself an error there. So if the players have a new rating system here, and so we're trying something called the shot of the day, and basically, if the player does the shot of the day, which in this case is a cross, they get extra points. And so they're sort of incentivized to use this extra shot. So it should be kind of fun. Oh, right wall over.
Yeah, so I mean, I like the idea of being creative. Oh, that's another kind of tough
Unforced error on Matt.
score there. Yeah, for Matt, that's down 6-3 for this opening game. But I'll touch on it later. Let's watch this point here. It's a big point.
Matt sets it up, goes for a fake out, loses possession. Spec loses possession due to that new mallet. Gets it back.
It looks like Matt's went for two right wall overs. Both of them a little too wide.
Yeah. Ooh, left wall over. Spec right now poised to win the first game. This is going to be best 2 out of 3 games. Ooh! Matt blocks it at the line and takes possession. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, gutsy charge there, to anticipate that straight shot. I think these guys know each other's game pretty well.
They've played a lot. This is actually one of my absolute favorite games to watch because both of these guys were doubles partners. Oh no, and there it is. That is the final shot there. A bit of a forced error. I believe it was forced error. Yeah. And scores on himself.
You look at those. I mean, there was 3 unforced errors that game, and the score ended up being 7-4. So it just shows how evenly matched they are. It'll be great to see, take those errors away and see what the results are going to be. So,
to be honest, this is very similar to a low top, like the translucent low top is how it plays. Oh,
yeah,
there's that cut from Spec.
yeah, a little.
Ooh, loss of mallet, no goal. And he loses possession. That's really unfortunate. Gains back possession, sets up for that right wall, but shoots it mid.
You know, so a lot of these little things that are affecting him early on, they may not affect him long run. You know,
Right.
so like I said, I mean, let's see what happens, and you know, before we judge it completely on the mallet. But I mean, you're right. Nice left wall there by Spec, but every player will pick a different mallet, and it kind of goes to what suits them as to what they're trying to do in their attack and their games.
Ooh, right wall under on the fake out.
Yeah, that time he hit it.
Sorry to interrupt. You keep going though.
Oh no, you're good. Another cut straight there by Spec, so he's kind of in control of this game so far. So far, this first set.
Yesterday, after using that mallet for the first time, ooh, great line scrimmage there. I found that after switching back to a cream mallet, I had a lot more control. So one thing this does is it definitely forces you to use a much lighter hand. Also, it uses a lot less energy. When you're going for a swing, it seems like it takes a lot less effort because of how, well, I guess heavy and hard the material is. Beautiful cut by Mat there, bringing this score to 4-5 right now. Goes for the charge, gains possession back, goes for the fake out, pump action, goes for the cross, maintains possession.
Yeah, that time he rushed it instead of setting it up. You know, he was doing a really good job of setting it up left of center, and forcing Spec to kind of commit one way or the other. And when he didn't, he was paying the price. But he's got to stick to that, and not kind of get impatient or feel like that puck's getting away from him. Oh,
there it is, the cut again.
Great, yeah.
I don't think I've seen a cross yet, which is supposed to be the shot of the day. Oh, I think that one came off the table.
So, all right, so 6-4 Spec here.
Game point. This could be Spec's second game won in a row. Matt goes for a cross. It's deflected. Some forehand by Spec. Goes for the cut. Oh, right wall over.
Yeah. Over, Matt was kind of out in limbo there, and I think, again, just wanting to kind of get that charge mentality a little bit. Again, you get charge disease. That's not a good thing. Yeah, I mean, something like that, could definitely, would help that. Like I said, but don't change things or anything like that based on what I'm saying. I'm just thinking, from a strategic point of view, I mean, these guys just got to focus on like what is opening up, what can I open up on my opponent, right? So how can I open up the cross straight versus on somebody that is really, really good at blocking it?
Right. We're at this moment, we're still experimenting with so many things, from mallet material to different camera angles to, shot of the day is a perfect example. Ooh. And it's fun because our methodology here is if it doesn't work, we burn it, try something new. And so this is where we're at right now, is sort of trying this out and seeing if we like it. We're trying a new ELO rating system, which is very unique. It's sort of a lot of the way that the other sports do it, but never before how air hockey's done it, where the ratings actually link to rankings, which is very unique. They do this in chess, and I believe in ping pong as well, and a few others. And so we're trying things a little different to see what happens.
So it looks like he pretty much is saying kind of the same thing is, certain players, if they get used to it, regardless of the hardness, they can still make it work. And knowing him, he probably could make anything work. He could probably have a diamond mallet and still make it work. what's vibranium and antimania or whatever those other metals are from the comic books. I mean, because he's kind of a superhero in our sport. So Colin probably could use any metal there is and make it work on the table.
It makes me wonder though. There's a current rule right now that states that the mallet has to be made out of a uniform material all the way throughout. So the same plastic, if you will, throughout. But, it's also can be interpreted only around the playing surface where the puck touches it. So I've seen mallets that have metal around the outside. But it makes me wonder if we could make a mallet or change the rule system at one point to have it to where the mallet is maybe half hard and the other half soft. Looks like Spec let go of the mallet there. Matt gets possession. That way you could sort of rotate it during the game and have one side that's for defense and one side that's for offense.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's
Spec gets him
nice.
with the cut.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was about the hardness, for the material. I guess the reason they made that a rule, because that rule was made well before I got into the sport. But my guess it would probably have something to do with the color or something along those lines. They don't want to have like multiple colors or something that could possibly distract a player or an opponent or something along those lines.
Beautiful right wall over by Matt. Oh, followed up by a forehand left wall over by Spec. Colin in the chat right now, current world champion, and he posts, it's also important that the mallet doesn't drag when you put pressure on it. I can attest to Mallet X, as we're calling the black mallet. I call it Excalibur, but they got mad at me for that. Mallet X, it does have basic, I don't want to say zero drag, but it does feel like a very well broken in mallet, and it's only been like day one in use because of how hard it is. So it actually has very little drag, which is what I like about it. I also love how balanced it is. It doesn't have any like heavy spots because it was machined, so it was spun, lathed. We got Matt going for the left wall. He's rushing it, loses possession. Spec gains possession, immediately loses it. Matt with the right wall under, taking the score 4-4. This could be Matt's first win in this set.
Yeah, and he needs it. Matt's currently number 3, correct, in Idaho, and Pete's number 4. So
it's true.
I think Matt needs to. I'm sorry.
No, I said it's true. Right this second. Oh no, Matt scores on himself there, the unforced error or a forced error. Technically, by the ratings, Matt is number 3 and Spec is number 4. However, all the last games they've played, Spec has won. And so this is going to be really hard. It's an uphill battle for Matt, in my opinion, just because Spec has Matt's playstyle pretty figured out. However, Matt has what we call fighting spirit, and Spec is trying out a brand new mallet. So with those two things combined, I think this will be a very close game.
Okay. Nice right wall over.
Beautiful. One of the things about Matt is he's so good at his overs. Oh, it is now 6-6.
Right wall under. Yeah. So Spec delayed that just enough there. It kind of froze Matt just a hair there to get past his defense. So this is a huge point. And I'd say, Spec is probably feeling pretty calm. He's in a good place, even though he's on defense. Matt, I think, is going to be feeling the pressure a little bit here on this possession. He's got to really make a good shot, and being down 3-0 is a big difference than being down 2-1.
If I know Matt like I do, he's going to go for the right wall over right here. Nope. Oh, that's goodness. The final shot, a forced error.
Oh.
Matt has spent hours and hours working on his overs.
At times, and if it's hit just right, it can actually put just as much wear and tear. And the reason being is you want it to look like you're going to hit with that same hard, fast release, but you actually take off a certain amount on the shot itself. So, but it looks the same. I mean, everything looks the same. So instead of coming up and hitting a blistering, cross straight, you go up there and go and just tap it. But the release is still a quick jerking, motion that's going to make somebody, again, pull for that cross straight, and it ends up just being a medium speed or slow speed power straight.
Blocked by Spec. That goes for that right wall over, then the under, and scores. Ooh. Matt looks down to see where he was to block that cut.
Yeah.
That's something you see often in air hockey, is that when someone is scored on, just like right there, they go to look and see where they were on their defense and where they need to adjust.
Yeah. Yeah, so there, he came out, but he came out pretty much after the shot. He actually pulled back just a hair, and then he went out. And sometimes when a defensive player does that, they feel like, well, man, he went out. How did the angle of that straight shot go in?
Right.
And it's because you pulled back just a hair, and then when you actually came out, you weren't actually coming out perfectly straight. You kind of came out, just a little bit, like in that case, a little bit to his left.
Another beautiful charge by Matt, stealing possession from Spec, reading him like a book. Spec steals possession, goes for a forehand. I've played with Matt the longest out of all the players here, and his play style is very unique, in my opinion, because he plays so far back on the table. A lot of players reach a lot further forward, so like right here he's playing towards the line a little bit more. But you'll notice a lot of his shots he does from about the, what would you say, the 20 or 30 yard line, right? Away from the table, if you will, rather than over it. Ooh.
Yeah, and doing that, you actually, from hitting further back, it does change the angle of the shot. For me, it's all again about
cross.
Putting as much pressure, on the defender, your opponent, as possible. And in order to do that, I mean, you got to give them very, very little time to react to a shot.
Right, and he let go of the mallet quite a few times, and he was getting pretty frustrated. Beautiful cross or a cut by Spec there, bringing the game to a game point, 4-6. Spec almost scores on himself, sets it up, goes for straight down the center. Oh, it is immediately deflected, and Matt scores the goal instead. 5-6 now. Oh no!
Yeah, very nice. Nice little get there.
Ooh, loses possession and immediately scored on with a right wall over. That is definitely the right and left wall over is definitely Matt's bread and butter shot. Believe it or not, he does that more often than his right wall unders, his cuts, crosses, anything else. His overs are his #1 shot now.
And that's what Matt needs to do more so. And there you go, another right
There's
wall over.
another right wall under, yeah. And I will say that when I'm playing Spec, anytime I score a goal on him, he doesn't care unless it's an over. If I score an over on him, he immediately will say it out loud. He'll say, overs, and because he gets angry because that's the shot that gets him the most. It's because he plays at the arcade. He walks around with a sign. So the Spec I'm talking about, another right wall over. He'll walk around with a sign that says, "If you can beat me, you can get $100." Right? Beautiful right wall under by Spec there. And but the new players will find that they usually will get a point against Spec by doing an over, right? A new player can accidentally hit a beautiful over, and he'll even say it out loud. He'll go, over, right? And so it's the one shot that Spec knows is his biggest weakness, to where he'll say it out loud, and what irritates him. So it's like you almost are encouraged to do it more.
If there's a shot that you struggle to block, that might be the one. So nothing to hang your head out, hang your head about concerning that. That affects a lot of players. It's just a hard shot to block if it's hit right.
Right. Spec gets position. He is, beautiful cut.
Yep.
Crisp. Matt's taking a second to think about this, taking advantage of his 10 seconds to put it back on the table. Sets it up, goes for the fake out, goes for the right wall, double shot, goes for the left wall over, again with the left wall, loses possession. Oh no, Spec lost possession as well, hit it way too lightly. He hit his own goal, you could see he was a little upset about that one. Right wall under. I think it's one of the benefits of having that harder plastic is just that release is very fast. There it is again. making this now set point to 4. If Spec gets one more point, he wins the first set. And this is only 2 out of 3 sets.
All right. Matt's making a game out of this here. 6-5.
Ooh, Spec gets possession back. And there it is. Goes with the cut shot.
All right. First set goes to Spec. He's now up 1-0 since set. So one more set, he will win this match. Matt's got his work cut out for him, losing that first set 4-1.
And amazingly compassionate person. We can see the scores right now. We've got, in this first set, we're only going to be doing 3 sets today. Best 2 out of 3. And we're seeing the scores right here. So pretty close scores. There's never been a 7-0, 7-1, 7-2, or 7-3. Matt's gotten at the lowest 4 points. Spec on the lowest points has gotten 6. So we can see that this is still a pretty close game. Here comes the face-off here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there we go.
Matt scores the first goal.
Very nice. It's a good start for Matt.
Or left wall over. Let's say left wall over. Which is one of my harder shots to do. Then I find that in a challenge match, it's a beautiful shot by Spec there. I find that I have to do it over and over and over again. You know, when I do that same shot.
Right there.
That was a great. Ooh, is it saved? No, it looks like it's out. Yep, goes to Matt.
Yeah, it hit Spec's hand. That was good for Spec to give it up there.
Yep. You know, if you're only able to do it one way, it's almost like not being allowed to eat unless you eat with chopsticks, right? You're gonna learn way faster than on your own accord. From up higher, it sounds like what? Oh, right wall under blistering speed.
So I'll point out one thing, that Matt seems to be doing so far, right?
Agreed.
So that puck's gonna bounce back to your side,
just like that,
or
right there.
Yeah. So far so good. That's 2 cross straights this game, so that's very nice.
But it would be so hard, it would move the mallet out of the way. One time he actually shot it off the table and it hit a lady at the arcade in the cheekbone, and it left her a bruise. Oh, there's another one right there, another beautiful cut.
Yeah, nice cut straight, good velocity.
And it left her a bruise that lasted for hours. She was there for hours and had this big bruise on the side of her face because he hits it that hard, but I don't know, 20%. And started hitting it softer and started doing more banks instead of straights. But this game right here, he's now at game point to 3 for the first game in the second set. And Spec hasn't gotten less than 6 points in any game.
Nope. That was a nice little forehand.
It was nice.
By Spec.
This could be it right here. Matt sets up. Right down the middle. Spec takes possession. Goes another forehand, left wall under. Matt takes his time. He calls a timeout. I think that was a good timeout. Sets it up, goes for the cut. Oh no! Forced error, bringing it game point. Matt goes to the right wall under, loses possession. And the right wall under by Spec to take the game. That was a 6-3 deficit? Or was it?
Yeah,
I think it was 6-3.
6-3, I believe. Yeah. So big comeback for Spec. In game 1 of the second set.
When he gets to 6 points, he starts shooting it really fast. He just wants to end it very quickly, and so he by his own admission says that he has a very hard time closing out a game when he's at 6 points. He makes a lot of rash decisions. Oh, beautiful possession on that one.
Yeah, nice face-off. Very nice face-off. Matt's done a really good job with the face-off so far this match. I've seen a few French Opens. Oh, let's see, because I know it was last week where Sam took advantage of Scott quite a bit for not being set defensively in that match. All right, 2-1 now. Beck.
Was I'm assuming at that moment it was when Scott was switching between. Oh, that cut shot is so good. Was that when Scott would be switching between his left hand and right hand? You're thinking?
Yeah, a little bit of that, but also just in transition. I mean, but just because you have that mallet that can hit it really fast, just like that, that doesn't necessarily mean It doesn't matter where you're hitting it from.
Right.
The positioning of the puck is so important. Based off of the drift.
One of the things that unforced error again on Matt or on Spec as he loves to just hit it. We all love that fast gameplay. Matt now at game point.
Let's see if he can finish it this time, or Spec will make another miraculous
comeback.
No!
Oh
My goodness!
Well, there's your answer. He used to always be across the line. He would actually have his mallet almost all the way across the line. There it is. There's a cross.
Oh, great. So you don't have to sell out completely, where now you're leaving yourself completely susceptible to an over to mallet attack. That was a nice cross straight there.
Beautiful cross.
Yeah.
There was a player yesterday at the arcade, Zachary Folden. He's one of our new rising stars here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another cross. There we go. Now we're seeing the shot of the day.
Yeah.
You're expecting me to say that there is no way to block both, but in reality, all you need to do, beautiful left wall over, off speed. And so all you have to do is move your mallet up a little bit, up and to the left a tiny bit. And he didn't believe me. He said, really? I mean, he trusts me, but he didn't really believe it, if you will. And so I said, hey, move your mallet up a bit. So he does. He moves it up. And I told David just to fire as many right, wall over and under as he can. Wow, it's a beautiful right wall under by Spec there.
Yeah.
Look at this shot, the pump fake, and it drew Matt completely away from his defense.
Yeah, Matt really, I think he made a decision to charge that before, just way too early, and
right.
Just
it happened so fast.
One of them, I can assure you that.
We've even thought about. We at one point played with the idea of putting a chip in the puck, and so that way it could be tracked across the table. Beautiful cut there. That's the shot that's been winning Matt the most amount of points so far, it seems like right now.
Yep.
Left wall under forehand by Spec.
Yeah, so that one here, he didn't set that straight shot up, and then he charges.
Yep.
So there's two big errors Matt made there.
And you can see him, he waited till the puck was hit, but he read it wrong and jumps way forward, leaving his right wall under open. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Two big points in a row that ended that game pretty quick. And then you have an extension with your left arm, like if you're going to switch or something like that. It is different.
Beautiful cut.
Because everyone gets tired. I mean, I don't care how in great a shape you are, but if both players are in the perfect shape and, you're constantly just pounding each other when it comes to offense, and defense, eventually somebody wears out mentally.
There's back-to-back points here, and this is a fun one. You can tell that both of them have taken it up a notch right now, but I agree with what you're saying that, look at that double wall on that one, that the ultimate teacher, I think, is a little bit of being out of your comfort zone. I find that I learn a lot better when I'm out of my comfort zone and trying something a little bit new that I have to do because I have to make an adjustment rather than just being well ahead of the game and just trying stuff for fun. Beautiful cross by Matt.
Another cross straight.
Bringing the score 3-4. He's got that advantage. Well, nope, now it's tied again.
Forehand, left wander.
That's one Spec, a lot of points in the set. Matt goes, still shooting from the 20-yard line. Ooh, left wall over, off speed.
Yep.
Can he keep the lead? Spec, right wall under, ties it up.
Ties it up. Maintain possession.
Right wall under again.
Goodness.
Bringing it now, game point to 5. Spec only needs to get one more point plus one more game to close out this entire set. Ooh, rapid fire by Matt, loses possession.
Yeah, Matt rushed that pretty badly.
Right.
He's at the end of the game, he's got to relax a little bit and take his time.
Right, like right there, it didn't set up the shot and almost got a goal scored. He actually blocked that right wall under by Spec. Spec gains possession. That was a critical possession too. Loses possession. This is Matt's chance to tie it up. Goes for it, down
middle.
straight down the center. Oh, there it is for the. Oh, does he think the game's over? No, he calls a timeout. Matt calls a timeout as it's in Spec's goal.
Yeah.
Oh, Spec goes for the right wall over.
There.
It barely bounces out of the goal, but it was wide open.
Matt rushed it again.
Oh, Spec calls a timeout this time.
But right now it's all about defense for him.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, it was again
Yeah,
there.
he could have had it. Here we go. Oh, he gets possession back. Sets it up down the middle, goes for the cut, loses possession. And a right wall over ends that game.
So that right wall over, it ended up going under the mallet. Again, that little hesitation by Spec was all he needed to get that by Matt.
Right? I'm like a dog, and you're holding the tennis ball. Ooh, that's probably the first one that Spec won on that.
Yeah, it might be.
Ooh, and immediately puts it away.
Yeah, and if you see where Spec is defensively, see, and that's why that cross really worked.
Because he's so far back. Yeah.
He's so far back in where he's setting up the pyramid or the peak of his defense.
Beautiful get by Matt.
Yeah, for a most pro players, when they see that, they're going to start drooling because they're going to be it's going to be straight city.
Right. Ooh. Fun control there. Oh, another unforced error. Spec is now 3 points away from closing the set out.
The match, correct?
Yeah, the match.
Right? Yeah.
Ooh, on the line.
Yeah. Good no call by the referee there.
Right. Ooh,
nice
I don't know if I can get that on replay. I was too excited to see that. Yeah, he pushes it up against the wall and pulls it back and then pulls out a score. Great get. Spec with the pump fake, hoping to pull Matt away from his defense, but then still clears the right wall under.
5-2. So I think it's that drift that he's doing when he's setting up his shot there. Oh my goodness, match point 2 tournament match point.
Yeah, match point. If Spec gets one more point, this match is over. Ooh, Matt loses possession. This could be it right here. Blocked, loses possession. Matt sets it up.
Oof. Blocking the cross.
Uh-oh, Matt's going for the rapid fire. Is it gonna work? Let's see. That looks like it was rushed. That looks like that Spec was moving forward on that block. Yeah, and he's already just saying that he charged, but yeah, it definitely was a charge.
Yep.
They make it easy to ref when they call themselves on it.
Yeah, good sportsman. Good blocked by Matt there.
Ooh, Spec takes possession away, a beautiful get, and then closes out this entire match with a cut shot on Matt. You can see it here.
7-2 Spec.
Pulls it back, goes for it was a fast one too. It was almost a push.
Yeah. Yep. So again, if you see where Matt's defense on that last shot there, he kind of froze and kind of went down just a little bit, and all he did was kind of give up, really both straight shots. I think you would agree, you started seeing, hey, you know what? You do have a cross straight. You do have a cut straight. And all those things can work. You just got to put them together.